get the replay afterwards as well. A lot of people were like, can we do a replay? So there will be a replay. You guys will be emailed that afterwards. So I am Laura McPhee, and I am here to share with you guys how you guys can increase your impact and income with like ease, speed, grace, joy, and love, and flow, and awesomeness, and amazingness. So if you're unfamiliar with me, I'm a theta healer. I'm a Reiki master practitioner. I'm a Master University graduate from the Tony Robbins world. I'm an empath. I'm ridiculously sensitive. I'm a reflector in human design. So I'm like an open channel in all centers, which is super fun. And I also amplify the people in front of me, which is amazing when I'm in rooms with amazing heart-centered light workers, because I get to amplify all the beautiful people in the world. So I'm going to literally like dive deep today in the 7 gaps that I'm seeing between like people who desire to have impacting income that they're wanting and what's actually going on in their worlds. I'm also going to be doing some theta healing downloads throughout this whole, I guess 90-ish minutes that we have together that will support you guys in clearing those subconscious beliefs that have been holding you back, so that you can be living the life of your dreams. So what those 7 gaps are, you guys have seen me post about it, but to repeat them again: subconscious limiting beliefs, the visibility, wanting to like be safe, not being seen, versus like speaking your truth, showing up, being on Facebook Lives, money mindset stuff. So scarcity mentality versus like abundance and wealth mindset. Number 4, inspired action versus like feeling like I should do this or feeling like I have to compare myself to how everyone else has been doing it. 5 would be the harmonization of your masculine and feminine, instead of being like super out of balance in one or the other, having that unique harmony for yourself. Number 6 is your next level of boundaries. So every level of you is going to require next level boundaries to support you in getting there. And then the last one is like the conscious 3D human work that we kind of have to do in order for us to keep moving forward. You can't just like sit on the couch and manifest all day long. That would be super awesome, but like divine inspired action in the 3D world is super important as well. And I had one more chat I want to get to. Michelle said, yay. Yay, I love you, Michelle. Awesome. So if we dive right into subconscious limiting beliefs, in theta healing, we literally go into your theta brainwave and like dive into exactly what's been holding you back. So out of our entire mind's capacity, about 5% is conscious. The other 95% is subconscious. So it's just beneath the surface. If you're thinking of like an iceberg, it's like just the tip is your conscious belief systems of like, I want to be happy and healthy and wealthy and be able to travel and serve all my ideal clients and have everything that I desire. And like just all these amazing things that are your like dreams. If you had magic genie wishes, you'd be dreaming these things. The other 95% that's just beneath the surface is your subconscious mind, and that has a ton of limiting beliefs that you've picked up, especially between the ages of like 0 and 7, from your culture, from your family, from your friends, from people who don't necessarily get the whole light worker world and the big impact that you're here to like show up for. So you can still have those limiting beliefs that have been holding you back and keeping you safe. And like, yay, your subconscious kept you alive up until this point. Yay, we love our subconscious. But it's not here to keep us thriving. It's here to keep us alive. So there's been a lot of limiting beliefs that I've had to clear, with my clients, to like allow us to be free to move forward and enjoy our lives how we deeply desire to be living them. So throughout the entire thing, I'm essentially going to be like talking about the main theme and then doing limiting belief clearing, because I just like see those like neon signs and can just like pick up into the field of everyone who's here and who's going to be joining us on the replay to just clear those off, so that that's not holding us back, that's not preventing us anymore from moving forward on our journey. So that's kind of like the outline of how we'll be doing it. And towards the end, I'm also going to have about like 30 minutes open so that everyone who came with a question or a like limiting belief that's been holding you back, like I'm going to open up the line so you guys can clear, release, and let go of all those things that are no longer serving you. So I'll have some individual attention for people at the end. If you don't know like anything about like subconscious beliefs or muscle testing, super easy thing that you can do is to muscle test to see what limiting belief you do have or you don't have. So very easy, if you put your thumb and finger together, just to do a quick muscle test. And our subconscious belief systems, also my cat is totally going up against the door. If you guys can hear that, that's what's happening. My thumb and finger together, and it works because your subconscious is connected to your muscles. So your muscles get a little bit weaker when you're lying to yourself, and they stay strong when you're saying true statements. So you can use your other fingers kind of like pliers, and I'm going to hold it like this for a second just so I can show you guys. So if I say a true statement, my name is Laura, and pull, it stays strong. So you guys can all try that. My name is Laura, it stays strong. So you can say, my name is Natalie, my name is Jane, and so on and so forth. And then if I say my name is Jack, it breaks. Awesome. So it looks like most of the people who I'm seeing, it's working for you guys. Everyone that's working for. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yay. Okay. So you guys can kind of like muscle test whenever you want. You don't have to like outsource muscle testing to anyone else or like go to another healer and be like, do I have this limiting belief or not? You guys can always muscle test. It's not a question like, will I meet the man of my dreams? That it's not a like magic 8-ball or anything like that where you can ask it questions. It's a true or false statement connecting to what your subconscious belief system is in this moment. So you guys can utilize it that way. And you guys can definitely utilize it towards the end of the call when I open it up to be like, what limiting belief is coming up for you? What would you like me to clear for you in this exact moment? And then also towards the end, I'm also going to share some invitations to work with me privately. And then because so many people were interested in this, like I did this the beginning of May, and like a couple people were like, ooh, I'd love to do this. And I was like, cool, I'll just like literally threw up this like last minute thing, and like people joined, and then I had some private clients after, and I'm like, this is awesome. Way more people were interested in this time. So I'm like, yay, this is awesome. But then I don't have the capacity for literally everyone who signed up to be a private client. So I also created like a special course that could deep dive just into these things. So I'll also share that invitation at the end for those who feel called to that. Okay, so now that we know a little bit about subconscious belief systems and that we're going to clear it along the way, you guys can also like pop in the chat if you guys have anything that is coming up for you, and then I'll like scroll through the end if there's anything that comes up in the moment, but I'll definitely focus on what's coming through in this moment. So visibility and like shining your light and being true to yourself and what your like soul is here to shine in the world. I am absolutely in love with all the light workers who are stepping up right now and that you guys felt called to join this call. So it's so important that we keep shining our light and like sharing our truth and speaking our truth and keep like shining brighter. And that can look like so many different things for so many different people. And it can literally be as big or small as you feel called to. Like it doesn't mean that you have to like be on stages of a million people, but it could be, oh, you've been feeling called to like do a couple Facebook lives and you've been stagnant, or you're like, ooh, I might want to like start to like do a podcast, or I might want to like do a webinar, or I might want to do these things, and feeling like frozen or stuck within you. So there can be a lot of throat chakra stuff coming up in that as well. So I'll be doing some throat chakra clearings. I've done so much fucking work on throat chakra stuff in my own life. So I tend to attract a lot of people who are like, oh my God, there's so much throat chakra stuff. So yeah, let's just dive into right now the healing of that. So do you want to clear, release, and let go any and all old junk, negative energy, constriction, and tightness around your throat, around not wanting to speak your truth, not wanting to be seen, not wanting to go to your next level where it's scary, where you could be a target, where you could have more haters. And if you guys would like that, you can say out loud, yes. And that's literally as simple as what a theta healing download is. I just say things and you say yes to receive it. I bring you into your theta brainwave to shift it, and it's that easy, which is amazing. So do you want to clear, release, and let go any and all old stories, old habits, patterns, and limiting belief systems that have been holding you back from the next step that you know that you're ready for, and shining your light brighter and being seen, and knowing that it's completely safe on all levels for you to be seen, that you're ready for it, that you know who you are in this new energy, and that you give yourself permission to shine brightly. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, commitments, bonds, and obligations you have to the old identity of you staying small, from dimming your light, from hiding who you truly are, and to anyone in your life that you've made those contracts to, that you've been playing safe with, that you've been playing small with, or that they're nervous or fearful of who you're going to become and who your like authentic self will be when you speak fully and completely as yourself. And if you'd like all of those downloads, you can say yes. And you want to know what your life looks like and feels like when you feel safe being authentic and brave and vulnerable and true to yourself, that you can magnetize your soulmate clients in this energy, that you know what this looks like and feels like in your own field, and that you're worthy and deserving of speaking your truth and being seen for who you are. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. I'm checking into the chat. Okay, yeah, Alyssa will definitely chat a little bit at the end about muscle testing. You can also do it a million and two different ways, so we can definitely chat at the end of round that for sure. Okay, so number 3, money mindset, scarcity mindset versus abundance mentality, even versus like wealth consciousness, because sometimes people will get next level abundance and then they'll still want to be where they've been. They still kind of want to play small and be like, well, if I keep matching my expenses to my revenue, then I'll still be where people are at in my life. And that's like another little like loophole way to stay small. Um, so yeah, there's literally so much money mindset stuff that holds us back. There are poverty mindsets that light workers have where we don't want to be wealthy. We don't want to be 6 figures beyond successful because that means that we're greedy or bad, or we're not in with the rest of the people and we're not going to be able to serve them, or we feel bad about it, or guilty or greedy, or all of those things. So yeah, do you want to just clear, release, and let go of all of those old subconscious belief systems, the old paradigm thoughts and ways of beings around being a light worker who's wealthy, around being a light worker who's here to change the world, to change your world and reality, and to give more to others, and to understand and know within yourself that you are the most of service when you're in your truth, when you are connected to your limitless nature, and when you can see completely how your abundance and your fully resourced being supports you and others in your world to their highest and best good and to your highest and best good. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And then there's like conscious pieces of money mindset too, where what you're saying really does matter. Like saying spending money versus investing in support is huge. If you're talking to your clients as if this is like a big expense working with you, they're going to feel it energetically, like this heavy, big expense to work with you versus an investment that's going to pay dividends over the rest of their lives. That's going to serve and support them every single day. And if you're helping people with their mindset, with healing, with their belief systems, with their interactions with relationships in their world, literally the work that you're doing with them is priceless. Like helping them with one thing today that changes their trajectory for life, like that 2 millimeter shift that changes their whole life for the rest of their life, can positively impact them in this reality, their current family, their friends, their clients, the people they're interacting with. Like, that's freaking priceless. And then to add on like the healing dimension of like, you can heal past lives, you can make this so that this doesn't show up in future lives. Like it's literally energetically shifting them and the people around them. It's so important. So really owning the work that you do and how priceless it is and how valuable it is, and owning the energy exchange that you deserve from it, and really like stepping into like that caliber of you to also receive it, to open your ability to receive and expand into that. And that's also something that people usually come to me with, where they have like this upper limit ceiling or like glass ceiling, depending on if you're a woman or not, if you want to call it a glass ceiling, that they keep hitting, that's just like not serving them. So anyone who has one of those right now where you're like, no matter how much I do, or if I do this and then I do a little bit of that, like I keep getting this kind of like ceiling. Kelly's like, me. Yes. So you guys can all right now write down what your ceiling is, or like the most amount of money that you've received. So sometimes people are like, oh, well, I've like let my husband give me this amount and my business has done this. So the most I've received in a month is this. So whatever you want to have is your like number of receiving. No one's going to know it. It's just for you. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of your identity and your attachment to that old money ceiling? That you can clear it, release it, and let it go with ease, that you no longer need to bust through it or break through it or burn through it. You don't have to do a really hard masculine energy, hard work energy, like action to like break the ceiling that's super hard, and having the belief system that it's really hard and it's going to take a long time, that you can clear, release, and let go of that completely in all levels, and that you can allow yourself to truly learn your lessons around why that's been your ceiling now, that you can see that through your higher powers perspective, and that you can mark those lessons as complete so that you can move forward on your journey, allowing yourself to receive double that amount of money with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. And that you know that you're worthy and deserving of it, that it's your time, and that you give yourself permission to be the person who receives double that with ease. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to cut any and all cords, contracts, vows, commitments, blood oaths, bond, and obligations that have been holding you back to that number, to that old way of being, to that old, smaller version of yourself? And that you can give yourself permission completely on all levels to forgive yourself for being there, for choosing to be stuck there, for choosing to live there or play out old patterns or habits there, and that you can forgive any and all other beings who played any and all different roles and actors on your stage for you in that transition space, in that time in your life. And if you like all of that, you can say yes. And because like there's so much money energy coming through right now, what would be your ideal annual income? So everyone can write that down, what your ideal feels hell yes good in your body, like safe, like yeah, I could totally do that. That's exciting. What's your annual income? And then we're going to double that. So write down the doubled number. And just tune into your body for a moment. You might want to shut your eyes, do a quick scan. What's that doubled number bring up in your body? Are you like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? What's coming up? And just let it come up. Let any thoughts, feelings, and emotions come to the surface. Even if it's really uncomfortable right now, just lean into it a little bit. And you want to clear, release, and let go of all of that old energy, that junk, that fear, that overwhelm, that heaviness, that anxiety, the doubt around that. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all other charge and trigger around what's currently possible for you with your annual income, that you can clear it, release it, and let it go completely on all levels? And that you give yourself permission to see the infinite nature of your being and the true possibility of you stepping forward into the brightness of your light. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And definitely drink some water. We're clearing huge things here. I love how open everyone's energy is. So yeah, water is super helpful. It helps clear out old energies. So being really, really hydrated is helpful for you right now. Michelle, Michelle says, holy shit. And Annette, yeah. Wow, yes, please. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so with that doubled number right now in your brain, do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to move in divine inspired action for yourself, to receive that, to be in aligned action steps on your journey, to know what it looks like and feels like to be open to seeing all of the doors of opportunity that are already in your fields, that you can see them now clearly, and that you can choose hell yes and hell no based on what really resonates with you. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. As you want to clear, release, and let go of the how, of needing to have it all figured out in this moment, of wanting to know the clear crystal path of your human being nervous of that. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of those triggers and those charged energies that don't feel good in your body, that you can clear those completely in all levels with ease? And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay. And like the how is like super strong for a lot of people's energy. So something that has been really supportive for my mindset and like sharing with my clients is knowing the how all at once wouldn't actually be good. So like right now I live on the East Coast, so wherever you guys live in the world, like pretend that you were going to go on this big journey that's like a 24-hour drive. Like if I was going from the East Coast to the West Coast, it would be a curse if like the universe was like literally, hey Laura, we're gonna give you all of the directions between here and like the West Coast BC in the next hour. And then you're gonna see zero signs, zero signposts. You're not gonna have a GPS, you're not gonna have a map. It's just literally like I'm gonna give you all of the how now, and like then you just basically have to go. That would be a curse. Like that would be horrible if the universe worked like that. I much prefer that my GPS gives me the sign to turn a couple seconds before I need it. It's like, oh, turn now. And then I turn and I don't have to know all the million to two steps between here and there. So it's actually like super reassuring to be like, okay, cool. Like the universe is on my side and it's going to give me one step in front of the other. It's going to give me a couple pieces when I need it, and not have to like freak out about the journey of like, how's all this going to fit? How am I going to step into the version of me who's like a multi-million-dollar light worker who's like changing the world and doing all these things? It's like, yeah, if you knew it all right now, you'd probably freak out. It's a blessing to have the steps one step at a time. Okay, so how are people feeling with that doubled amount right now? And you can pop it in the chat. Yes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Yes, I love that quote. Natalie says such a good point. Yes, yes, scary and excited. Yes, love that. Good, wonderful. It's comfy now. Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so that like residual, like scared energy, that anxious energy, just tune into that in your body. Even if you guys are feeling pretty good about it, just tune into your body, feel if there's a space there. If you do a quick scan from the top of your head, moving down, there's a place in you right now that just feels kind of like ugh, icky about it, scared, or if there's just like heavier energy that doesn't serve you. So if the money thing was coming up super prominently, definitely focus on that. If you're getting a couple at once right now, we're going to focus on the most prominent energy in your body that no longer serves you. And just breathe into that space. Focus your energy and attention on it. And since everyone's muted, you can say out loud what color it is, this energy in your body that no longer serves you. How much space is it taking up in your body? What temperature is this energy? And if you touch it, what kind of texture does it have? Is it smooth or rough? And we're going to take this energy and with your higher powers safely move it outside of your body and fill out that space where it used to live with unconditional love and healing energy. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And now that that energy is safely outside of your body, without any attachments to you, we're going to ask it a question. Just allow that first thought, first feeling to come up. What were you trying to teach me? And just letting that first thought, first feeling come up without judgment. And you want to know through your higher power's perspective how to learn this lesson with love, that you're worthy and deserving of this, that you know who you are and what your life looks like with it, And you can see with deeper clarity, truth, wisdom, and understanding of how to move forward in your life now with these lessons marked as complete. With this lesson it was trying to teach you, and any and all other similar energies that were at those frequencies that we were trying to learn it with, and that you were learning more through like hardship or suffering or hustling or beating your head up against the wall with old patterns or old ways of thinking or being, that you can clearly let go all of those old energies and align with your truth and your full expression with this lesson embodied in your life. And if you would like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to know through your higher power that it's safe to have this lesson without any and all old energies that weren't compatible with it, that were just trying to sound an alarm and get your attention to it. That you know that it's time for you to integrate this lesson into your life, and that you can choose to do so with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love now in this moment. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then we can get your higher power to transmute that old energy into unconditional love and send it into the ether. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you guys can take some deep breaths. Really allowing that to integrate into your body. And then for the people who are still kind of scared about it, do you want to share how that's feeling now? Lavinia had said feels relieving. Michelle says good and exciting. Yay. Wonderful, wonderful. And keep drinking lots and lots of water. Okay. So other money mindset things that totally help people is getting into the mindset of not doing hourly sessions. And there can definitely be like a million and two ways that you do things on your journey, and literally anything that I say here, like you get to literally move through your intuition and move through your own understanding of what like your soul here is here to do in the world, and be like, am I feeling called to do this? Yes or no? So a way that I burned myself out in my business was doing one-off sessions. And I see that in so many other light workers where we're all trying to do one-off sessions. We're seeing what other people are doing, and it's not really serving and supporting us, versus working in package containers where you're working with people in the features that serve and support them so much. And that's at a higher end, so that you're really being served and supported by your like private one-on-one clients, by higher end group clients, and like that overflows into your business, that you can serve from the overflow in your business. Yay! And not be self-sacrificing and putting your own needs, wants, desires, self-care on the back burner just to like show up as a light worker. um so it's super supportive for you to like get in the mindset of like, I get to choose how I serve and support my people. And by raising my rates, I'm doing a service to me. I'm choosing to serve premium clients at the rate and the level that they're super excited to be served by. And then that gives me all this extra time, space, and energy to serve and support people over here with free offerings, with low end offerings, with I did 11 late show for 2 years, for over 2 years, where I was like doing that weekly or like a couple times a week, where I was just like, I want information to be out to light workers, and it was super amazing and awesome. And you guys get to choose when you're being served and supported how to serve and support all the different people at the different levels. But it's super important to prioritize yourself first. Okay, checking back into the comments, saw that was popping up. Love getting rid of the muck. Yes, mine was muck too. Awesome. Supersize me, please. Yes. Love it. Awesome. Okay, so do you guys want to know what it looks like and feels like to raise your rates with ease? To know what it looks like and feels like to align with your soulmate clients who are here to learn from your brilliance, from your zone of genius, from your unique characteristics and skills, and your divine energy. and that you can clear, release, and let go of the comparison energy that you might have been in the past of seeing other people serving people in similar ways or feeling like you should be doing this or that, that you can recenter in the truth of your authentic soul and how you're here to show up and serve others from your overflow, and that you can choose to do that now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And Christina's saying that really resonates. Awesome. I'm glad. Beautiful. And you want to give yourself permission to do something different than you've done before, to give yourself permission to identify as abundance, as the limitless being that you are, and that you can see even more deeply through your higher power's perspective how you truly are here to serve and support, and that you can be in alignment with that, your unique way, at your unique packages right now, and that you can give yourself permission to continue to grow and expand in different phases and stages of your journey. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Awesome. So now we're kind of flowing into the next one where it's number 4, inspired action. So instead of doing a million and two things in the run of a week or in the run of a day and feeling like you have to be doing all these things and going, and having like a million and two things on your to-do list, being like, I should do this. And my sales and marketing person told me I have to do all these things and post 5 times a day and do a Facebook Live twice a week and blah, 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 all the things versus what you feel called to do. That you can do things from a space of ease and joy in your life instead of like resistance and feeling like you have to be doing all these things because other people are, or you have to discount your stuff because other people are doing a sale right now, or those like have to, should energies. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of all of those I shoulds from you completely in all levels, that comparison energy where you feel like you need to be doing something just because someone else did, and that you can clear, release, and let go completely in all levels. Any and all old guidance or insights or things you learned that don't really serve how you are here to show up and serve your people, that you can kind of wipe your slate clean energetically of all this like noise that's kind of confusing your brain of all these things I should do and that I have to do and that I need to do, to really give yourself the space to tune into your higher power and your guidance system in what actually is serving, supporting you and your business moving forward. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. So yeah, like the conscious piece of that is like, I truly don't believe that there's this like one size fits all cookie cutter way for any human to do it. Like there's not a one guru who can be like, yes, every single human being should do this. Like we're all super unique. We all need to eat different things. Like we're all very, very unique beings. So I truly don't believe that there's like a one size fits all of anything, and that can really hold us back. So I've seen that happen in my life where I'm like, I must do this framework. ABC will get me this result. And I do ABC and it doesn't feel good. And I'm not getting the results that other people who are doing ABC are doing. So it's really important to like tune into your intuition and like to really develop that like deep skill. And I know that a ton of people who signed up for this are already like really amazing light workers who are very in tune with their bodies. So this can literally just be a permission slip to you to like fuck off with the rest of the stuff that's not serving you and be like, no thanks, that doesn't work with me anymore, and like really just tune in to what does work for you right now in this moment, and to like you do your next step and then to tune in again what serves you and supports you in this moment. And this was like huge for me on my journey. Like literally my first year of business, I was like burning myself out doing everything that I thought everyone else was telling me I should be doing, because I'm like, yeah, like I come from a business background, I come from entrepreneurs, like I understand that if your business isn't doing well in the first year, like that doesn't bode well for you like lasting 10 years from now. So I was like burning myself out trying to do the million and two things that my different sales and marketing and coaches and all the different people were telling me to do. And I'm like, oh yeah, this actually doesn't like work for me long term. Like this isn't how, especially me as a reflector, like where I'm literally like, if you guys are familiar with human design, I'm like 1% of like humans. So it's like, yeah, as a reflector, I have a different type of energy than a generator who wakes up and is like generating energy all day long. So it's super important for you to know who you are and what really works for your body, for your system, for your flow. I'm also a fucking night owl, and I own that now, where I'm like, yeah, I don't see people until like noon or 1 onward, and I'm like, yeah, that works for me. So you guys get to literally co-create the life of your dreams. Like, we literally are in the space where we get to choose what our heart's desires are and keep showing up to make that happen in our reality and to allow it to happen into our reality. So that is sometimes just like a really big permission thing, to be like, oh yeah, I don't have to be doing what XYZ other people are doing just because they're doing it and they're getting success in their own way. To find truly what like works for you and to tune into your intuition. And when I started doing that more, like, it was mind blowing, because like 2-ish years ago, I started to really like tune in, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling called to like do just everything on my business online this month. And I'm going to do this like random test where I just trust my intuition for a whole month. And the beginning of the month was literally like, my intuition was like, have tea, have a nap, do self-care. Because the last month before, I was burning myself out. I think I had done 6 different in-person workshops in 2 different cities. And then I was seeing a bunch of one-off, like one-on-one clients. And it was just like not good. And I'm like, this is how I make money. This is what's going to keep my business growing. I must grow my business. And like, I literally just tuned into my intuition. It was like, what's my next best step for operating in peace? What's my next best step for operating in love? And like literally focused on my next best step and did some posts. And was like, oh, I'm feeling like really strongly to just do only online stuff. Literally, it like was the halfway point in the month, and I'm an ex-accountant, so like it's on me to like, oh yeah, I check in with my money and I know my expenses and I'm like in tune with my finances. And halfway through the month, like literally, I like didn't have any money that came in, and I was like, this is crazy. What am I doing? And I had to do like see my healer and like clear stuff that was coming up around me not trusting the like 1-month experiment that I felt like I had to give myself. And like really just tune in and be like, okay, this is still like what I'm doing and my next step, and like follow the next step. I offered 2 things online. I did a workshop and then a group program. And by the end of the month, I had made a little bit more than the month before. And like, it was my highest month. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can literally trust my intuition, and I don't have to post X times a day on Facebook and be messaging 1,000,002 people and be trying to collaborate with 1,000,002 people and get on podcasts and all the different things. Like, literally tuning into my intuition was super supportive. So you guys get to do that for yourself and be like, what does serve and support me in this moment? And not feel like you have to like go, 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 go all the time. So you want to clear, release, and let go of those old patterns of feeling like you have to do what the Joneses are doing, like keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with other people in this industry. That you can clear, release, and let go completely on all levels on your old limiting beliefs and stories of, I need to do what she's doing in order to succeed. I need to do their path in order to get the level of success and impact and income that they're having right now. That you can clear, release, and let go of those old stories and illusions from yourself and your system. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the burden, weight, pressure, responsibility, and heaviness that you've put on yourself or that others have put on you for your business to work, for your business to survive, for your business to thrive and support you. That you can clear, release, and let go of all of this unnecessary weight and pressure and overwhelm and any and all dis-ease that was associated with it in your body. That you can release it now, and that you can give yourself permission to flow, to surrender even more deeply into the divine timing of your journey, the divine order of your journey, and that you can give yourself permission to be in alignment with your inspired action on a day-to-day basis. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And Michelle's saying, loving the clean slate. Awesome. Wow, this makes me feel better. Awesome. Yay, me too. I'm happy to hear that. Awesome. Yes, I'm loving this too. Loved your story. Yay, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Okay, so I love that like all of these themes basically flow into each other, because the next one is harmonizing your masculine and feminine energy. So I don't really love the word balance, and I basically see words like friggin' neon signs if they're out of alignment, and like just shifting your word allows it to be easier. So a lot of people who want a balance, like a work-life balance or a balance between your masculine and feminine, it is almost showing up in people's energies more often than not as like, it has to be equal. Like I have to do 50-50, or between my like myself and my self-care and my family and my friends and my clients, like it has to be like equal pie chunks. And like that drives people insane versus like, in this stage of my life, I'm going to put more energy into myself and my self-care because I'm growing myself and I'm healing myself. In this stage of my business and my life, I'm doing more in my family and relationships because that's where I'm feeling called and that's where they're feeling called. At this stage of my life, I'm feeling more called to do a deep dive into like amazing launching my business because it's serving me and it's serving other people and I'm thriving and it feels really good. And to not have this like percentage equal balancing scale thing going on in your system all day long where you're feeling guilty and bad and like beating yourself up for not being perfect at it. So I like harmonizing way better. Yeah, Lisa's like, harmonizing is perfect. Awesome. Wonderful, lovely, awesome. Okay. So I like the harmonization of masculine and feminine energies. And I used to be like hyper masculine energy. Like I was an overachiever in school, like climb the ladder, corporate accounting, like 110%, like go, 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 do, produce, success, success, success. Like that's where I came from. So I get that world in reality and that this is literally the paradigm that like the patriarchy has created, because masculine energy is kind of what created the world. And like, yay, we have a pretty awesome world and we get to choose to keep the things that we like about it and choose to co-create new things that we want better. Yeah, I could go on a whole other tangent of all that, but like, it's so important for us to have both, to have access of both our divine masculine, which serves and supported us, and also our divine feminine. So I've done deep, huge dives in my divine feminine and just taken time off and done nothing and received and like done really deep experiments of just receiving. And that tends to like really blow people's mind and my clients' minds, because that's not what the old 9-to-5 world says is possible. The 9-to-5 world says, like, keep showing up, keep doing your work. Like when you keep showing up and you only take like 1 week vacation a year, like you'll get success and then you'll get promoted. And like, this is how this ladder thing works that we decided should be a thing at one point. Doing versus being, yes. So having the harmony between them and having the ability to embody that, and also like tuning into the people that you really resonate with, who are leading the way for the like energy that you like and that you want more of in your world. So do you want to clear, release, and let go any and all old inequalities that you've had between masculine and feminine, where you feel like the feminine energy is weak or a victim or less than, that you can allow yourself to see with your higher power's perspective the benefits of tuning into your divine feminine, the amazing exponential growth that you can receive by diving deeply into your feminine, by having even more access to your divine masculine and your divine feminine, and that you can give yourself permission completely on all levels to experiment with it, to play with it, to allow it to be fun and an adventure in your worlds, and that you can give yourself permission to keep playing with the harmonies depending on what situation or experience you're in this present moment. And if you like that, you can say yes. So I like embodying things and then like highlighting it to other people. So one thing that like has literally blown people's mind is that last year I was like, yeah, I'm going to deep dive feminine and just like really trust and surrender and do stuff that no one else is saying works, because I'm feeling called to do it. And then if it works, I'm going to share it with other people. So like literally October to the very beginning of December. So like end of October to December, I took 41 days off and like literally just traveled and went to Path of Passion and was like, ooh, I'm going to become an erotic blueprint coach, and like just deep dove into the feminine and receiving, and met an amazing soul king partner and was like, okay, cool. So like now that I'm being a next level like sex coach, let's like do this work. And we basically had sex for like days on end. And I just focused on receiving more, focused on being in my feminine more, focused on allowing it to be easy, allowing myself to be even more connected with my truth, and to like really just like receive more pleasure, receive abundance, just like receive more from my partner, receive more from the universe, and just step into that even more deeply, even more deeply, even more deeply. And sometimes in doing that, I'm like, holy fucking shit. I feel like I'm like out in the middle of an ocean, just doing really deep dive feminine stuff where people could totally think that I'm crazy. And like those thoughts can come up, and we can also clear a negative energy around being crazy and like doing new things for yourself. But I came back in December and had my first 20K month. And then I took 5.5 weeks off. And while I was totally off, and just every once in a while being like, I'm having really awesome sex, like people were like adding themselves to my wait list. And I'm like, cool, like I'm not even making offers or like launching anything right now, or like going live on Facebook, which is things that people say you have to do to be successful. And I'm like, nope. I'm just doing what's feeling good, and like literally came back to like 20K months again. And I'm like at 32K so far. And like literally the first of the month before I did my like week-long training for erotic blueprints, I was just feeling called to help Lightworkers. I was like, I'm feeling called to do this like 7-gap thing that I keep seeing, that I keep clearing with my clients all the fucking time. I'm like, let's just clear this off like the plate for Lightworkers so that they can have more success and they can show up and serve more people right now. And like I made 19K off the back end of that. And I like didn't have my email chimp or anything like that signed up for it. I like literally didn't make a presentation or anything nice. Like I'm fucking breaking the rules, but I'm doing what I'm feeling called to do. And like, that's what I want to be like the hugest permission slip for people, is do what you're called to do. Like, don't hold yourself back just because someone else has said, this is how you have to like be in order to be successful. Like you have to do ABC, or you have to like post so many times, or you have to have such a like amount of time before you like offer a webinar, and like leeway time before all the things. Like you can make your own rules. Like definitely play with whatever structure you've been given, but like once you know the structure, like you have full permission to play with it, and like not hold yourself to any rules that you don't feel called to like keeping. If they don't like light you up and serve you, I'm all about joy. Like what brings me joy is what I'm gonna like show up for, and I'm like amazing. My zone of genius is fucking brilliant, and I get to show up for that. And like I don't need to like hold myself back and be like, oh, well, I have to do 1,000,002 admin things and stuff that I hate to do. And that like totally makes me want to like beat my head against the wall in order for me to like show up for my people. Like you guys get to make your own choices and decisions and to move in your own inspired action for that. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to harmonize your unique balance of harmony with your masculine and feminine right now? That you can choose to re-identify what that looks like and feels like for you, that you can clear, release, and let go of any all old stories that were holding you back from that, and that you can give yourself full and complete permission to explore and to allow yourself to fuck up, to make mistakes, and to know that the lessons that you learn along with your failures bring deeper levels of success, and that failure isn't separate from success. Failure is actually a part of success, and that you can also reframe failure to just be lessons that you're learning. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all old emotional charge and negative energy around doing things that you felt like you had to do, or that people told you you have to do, that actually cost you money, that took a toll on your health or your business or your family or your relationships, and that you can clear, release, and let go completely on all levels. The old stories, excuses, and limiting belief systems of others that have been holding you back in terms of your unique flow, your unique harmony with your masculine and feminine energy, and your unique inspired action steps. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And awesome, Kelly. That sounds so good. Yes, I will send out the replay, and you are so welcome, lovely. Awesome. And wow. Love it. Okay. And Jane said, do what you're called to do. Yes, 100%. Okay. And I'm totally going to pick up the pace a little bit because we still have 6 and 7 to go. And then I want to give everyone space for 30-ish minutes at the end to ask your own unique questions. Okay. So next level boundaries. Um, it's interesting to me because I've definitely been there, but then I also have clients who are like, oh, fuck, like this thing keeps showing up. Like I'm on this level of boundaries. I'm probably on like level like 10 million of boundaries because I did like boundaries with like myself and my friends and my family and boyfriends and clients and like all the things. And instead of like getting all this resistance in yourself where you're like getting a new layer of your healing journey, you're at a whole new layer of your boundaries, instead of being like, fuck, like I didn't fix it right the first time, and feel like there's some kind of like end point on your journey where like apparently when you're healing you should get like an A+ like you did in school and like pass and get to the next level. Like that doesn't so much exist. What does exist is that when you choose to step up into the next level version of you, all these new things come to the surface. So instead of having resistance to that and feeling like you're wrong, broken, or bad because you didn't learn it enough the first time or learn it deep enough the first time, you get to celebrate that new things are coming to the surface, because when you heal the new things and you make space for the new things, you get to live and identify as the next level version of yourself. Yay! So instead of facing that resistance, it's way easier when stuff comes to the surface again to literally just be like, okay, yay! I'm like excited, even if you're like not. You can train your brain, like while it like keeps coming up, you can literally train your brain and reformat your brain to have different responses than you used to things. You can rewire it. It's doesn't take a lot of effort when you choose to believe that it's easy and you can clear your subconscious beliefs for it. Um, you can choose to just like step into that and be like, yes, okay, next level boundaries are coming up. Okay, so I have an energy leak here, or I have to like make new boundaries with my friends and family and clients and not give too much of my time and be an overgiver in this space of my life right now. So one thing that I do see with a fair amount of light workers is that they'll like get into this overgiving space when they create next level packages where they're like, I have to give them like unlimited support, where they have to give them like unlimited Voxer or WhatsApp support and be like, yeah, I'll be the coach in their back pocket. They'll have like infinite access to me. And I'm in rooms where like people are burning out and they're like, how do you like handle unlimited WhatsApp support? And I'm like, that sounds really bad. I'm glad that I didn't do that. Like you get to frame how you offer support with people. So what I do is it's support so that you're not downward spiraling, so you're not getting stuck. It's not like I'm your new best friend and we're talking every single day. It's to prevent you from getting stuck so that you can get new help and support where you're like, okay, cool. Like I just tried this new thing on my journey and it didn't work out how I thought, or I said this thing to my partner and we got in a big fight and now we're both triggered around it. Like give healing downloads or support in that moment so that they're not downward spiraling, they're not getting worse, they're able to like have support continuously on their journey. But it's not like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to talk to you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day just because I gave you unlimited support and access to me. So being mindful of like what time you want off, like what office hours range-ish feels good for you. Like I still don't like the structure of like, I'd have to work between like 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Like that also doesn't feel good to me. I like having the freedom of, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on if I'm traveling that week or not. And I know right now we can't really be traveling, but when I was traveling a ton before, like I like having the freedom of choosing when and how I want to be showing up for my clients and my people. So I get complete control over my booking system. And I'm not making promises ahead of time being like, yeah, I'm totally going to serve and support you in this way for like X number of months or the whole year. So being super, super cognizant of you co-creating your boundaries for the next level version of you as you're stepping into it, instead of like the reverse of like, oh fuck, I did this and now I'm burned out this way, and have that pattern with your boundaries where you have to learn them the hard way. So do you want to clear, release, and let go completely on all levels the old stories and excuses you have around being a people pleaser, around needing to overgive in order to be loved, in order to belong, in order to be worthy of success, that you can clear, release, and let go of those, and you can unattach your identity from needing to be an overgiver and needing to be perfect in those ways, and that you can give yourself permission to create new stories around the boundaries that you're creating in your life, to give yourself full and complete permission to step into the next level version of yourself with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like with this next level of boundaries, and that you can give yourself permission to have them that you can completely have no as a full sentence, and that you can surround yourself with people who honor and thank you for your boundaries and celebrate your boundaries. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And like one thing that I really love about like the erotic blueprint community in particular is the only correct response for your no is thank you for taking care of yourself. It is so nice to have a partner. If you say no, it's just like thank you for taking care of yourself. To be in a community of people that if you just say no, like not explaining why or how or whatever, people are just like thank you for taking care of yourself. It is amazing, and I'm super 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 excited to co-create a world where that happens. So you also get to train the people in your lives. I know a ton of people who are outside of this world and aren't a part of it, and even guys that I've met on Tinder that like I train them how to fucking interact and operate with me, because you get to teach people how to treat you. So you get to have boundaries and you get to have standards for your life, and the more energetically sound you are in that, the more people will just show up that way. I love that. I love that, Michelle. Okay, and Jane had said, thank you for this. Have to be somewhere at 7. You're welcome. And Nick, there's always a next level, and that's a good thing. It's such a good thing. Thanks, Laura. I'll catch the end on the replay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so yeah, you guys can totally feel free if you guys have other things to do at the hour. Okay, so we have one more, and then I'll open it up for all the beautiful questions for people who have them. So the next one is the conscious 3D work. So yes, we are humans on the 3D plane. It's important to do work and not just be like law of attraction, couch manifestors being like, I did my vision board and now I can just like hope that it all comes. So inspired action definitely still like applies in this. It's also like doing the work to get clear of what you desire. So what I typically get my clients to do is like start off with being super clear of your ideal client list, like taking the time to write down everything that you really deeply desire in your ideal clients. And if you need to, taking a separate piece of paper and being like, what's all the contrasts that you haven't liked about the people who've disrespected you or who don't show up on time or who sign a contract and then want to get out? Like, what are all the things that you hate about people who've worked with you in the past? And to just be like, cool, this is no longer allowed in my reality, and find the flip of it and put it on your ideal client list. So you have people who are like ready, willing, able, and excited to work with you, and so grateful. I love that like people who work with me will literally be like, thank you, universe, thank you, Laura, and like their payments to me. And I'm like, yes, it feels so good. And to be in that energy, like when the student's ready, the teacher appears, like that you have clients who are actively looking for you to be their teacher. So you're not like chasing after people, you're not like, please be my client in desperate, scarce energy. You're just like showing up and magnetizing your ideal clients. I also really like creating like vision statements. So one thing that I did several years ago was to like get super clear of what my 5-year journey was going to look like and speak it as if it's already happened. So being like, I'm so grateful that I get to like wake up in a bed with my husband and all these things. And I like went through my ideal day and parts of my ideal weeks and celebrations that I had had over the past 5 years, and just had it in this present tense energy of like, I'm so grateful I got to experience this. And I'm so grateful this is currently in my life, and have senses really activated in it, so that it's like super charged with like good emotions, where I'm like, I can like smell the like fruit in my garden and like feel the like wet water between my toes as I go on my like morning walk by the beach, and like all these things. So the more you can get that like emotion, those senses in your like story, the easier it is for you to magnetize it to yourself. Because guess what? Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's actually happened and a visualization. So you get to maximize that for yourself by literally being like, ooh, what do I desire? What are my heart's desires? And knowing that all of your heart's desires are 100% for you, and that you get to have them. So being really just like in tune with that, write it all out, and like really like feel into that amazing day, so that you can eventually, like within a couple days or a week or two, just shut your eyes and like move yourself through that, and just be like, oh yeah, like I love waking up and seeing my clients and all these things, and just walk yourself through the day or through the week, or mention like what monthly self-care you have, all those wonderful things. And it's also awesome to have things on that list that are going to happen within like the next 6 months, a year-ish, because then it gives even more proof to your brain that those things happen. Like I had Life and Wealth Mastery on that list. I had becoming a Reiki Master Practitioner on that list. So when I recorded it and literally listened to it in the morning and at night, so I would run it through my brain more often than not, but if I was like busy in the morning, then I would just play it. So you can go to like those free voice recorders on our cell phones, which are amazing, record it, listen to it, and just have all this proof where it's like, oh my gosh, and I've done that, and I'm about to do that, and this is all gonna come and like happen in my reality. So it brings you more into that, but you have to do it for it to work. Like you have to consistently show up and do that for yourself. And I also really like be do have lists so that you can be like, ooh, this is who I'm being. This is what I do. This is what I have in my worlds. And some people can structure that as like, this is what's going to happen in the next year. This is what's going to happen in the next 10 years. You can organize it however you want. You can brain dump it all out so you get really, really clear to the universe. Like, hey, this is what I'm showing up for. This is like what I'm like ordering my magic genie wishes as. And you get to have them. Like I've had numerous times in my life, like since 2015, about 3-ish times now, where I've literally co-created the whole fucking life that I want. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Like literally clear the old shit that's not serving me, step into the new identity, and like show up in inspired action. And it is that fucking simple. Like you get to choose for it to be that simple, and it's amazing. Okay. So then one thing that I also wanted to share here, because people liked it last time, and I wanted to share it again. So I'm gonna have to share my screen. One moment, please. Okay, because apparently I totally take for granted how my brain works. I need more things showing. I have way too many things open on my computer right now. Show all windows. Okay. So do you guys want to give me a thumbs up if you can see my Excel spreadsheet right now? Awesome, thank you. Okay, so this is literally something that I did super quick when I was on a client call once, and I haven't prettified it even more because I'm like, yeah, that doesn't bring me joy right now. Having like 3D human things where it's like, you know what revenue needs to come in for your business. Like, you know what your cash flow is. Like, you know these kinds of things because it supports you in creating the structure, like the masculine energy of the structure for your business to feel safe and to flow and to be created in, which is amazing and awesome. Okay. So the quick and dirty on this is literally like figuring out if you're doing packages and programs and groups and stuff like that, how many clients you're going to need for it. So for this example, what's this? I think this was random from my last call. I still use this with my clients. Okay, so the quick kind of understanding of how you guys can literally copy and paste this and make this your own. If you have a low, medium, and high end for your program, so just imagining it's this, you can make higher end programs, you can have a lower end offering, whatever you want. And then in here, you get to play with these numbers. That's why I have it colored as yellow. And then what these cells are doing, it's as simple as taking the lowest range for your program, so 597 times 11 clients that you're desiring to put into it, and then it creates the total revenue from that particular program. So having that low, medium, high, you get to play with these numbers to see, okay, what's my annual revenue for my private? And that's literally just adding up that, and that's adding up your total amount of clients. So then you're like, okay, so I have 33 clients that I would need to have in a year. So in a run of a month, it'd be important to enroll about 3 people, so 2.8, in order to hit 32 for the annual private, and then to add in the other little offerings that you might want to do. So for example, this is the group and the workshops. So same kind of thing here, where you're like, okay, if I do a group at 197 and have 10 people join, this is how much that's going to create as revenue in my business. And this is the same kind of thing here, where it's like, okay, $20 workshop, 25 people joining, it creates $500. And this was also like a big thing when I was burning myself out doing a bunch of like in-person workshops. trying to get a bunch of new people every single month and like re-enrolling people and doing a different type of workshop and being like, hey, would you also like to do this workshop that I'm doing? So for example, I'm doing a sum down here. So I would need 45 people to create $1,100 versus here, if I have 33 clients who are private, who are in these types of programs, I make 32K. So that's like, oh yeah, like you don't need as many people and to be doing as much lead generation if you put people in programs. And the other awesome thing about this is you can also be like, okay, so what's this about monthly? So then you can kind of tune into your monthly income and be like, okay, am I hitting around 3K a month? And then if you want to take a month off, again, I know that we can't really travel right now, but when we get that freedom back, then you can be like, okay, cool. So if I enroll 6 people 1 month, then I don't have to enroll anyone the next month. So if I have a 6K month, then I don't need to make anything the next month. And you can kind of figure out your year that way too. If you're like, okay, I'm going to launch certain times during the year, and then I'm going to just take time off where I just serve my existing clients and just kind of like coast in the needing to like have lead generation thing. So does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions about that? I know that sometimes I can like take for granted about Excel, but I think I just went through all those little details. If you have any questions, you can totally let me know. And we're about to go into the question time as well. Okay, awesome. And Michelle had said, yep. And I think that was just earlier from seeing my screen. Cool. Okay, so the conscious 3D work downloads. Do you want to give yourself permission to do the work without feeling like it has to be hard, like it has to be hard work, that it needs to require a lot of effort, that it needs to take a lot of time? And if you'd like to clear, release, and let go of those completely on all levels, you can say yes. And do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all negative charge that you've had in the past from working really hard, from trying to figure this out, from trying to do it all yourself? This like hardship try energy, that you can clear that from your system, that you can release it from your fields, and that you can choose differently moving forward. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like, moving with this conscious 3D work and inspired action with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. That you know how you can find the correct resources, how you can choose to identify as a resourceful entrepreneur, and that you can be supported on your journey with the right containers, the right environments, the right support systems on your journey, so that you can have success with ease and that you can create your own structure and framework for your version of success. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all other like resistances, any other like little niggly bits that have come up from your ego where you're like, oh, but I self-sabotaged this before. I've tried that before. It was hard. Any and all old stories that have come up during the past hour-ish that don't serve you, that are from the old paradigm or the old versions of you that you don't want anymore, that you know isn't in alignment with yourself, and that you're choosing to release completely on all levels now. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And we can integrate all of the changes up until this point. And I can offer you a general healing for any other area of your body, life, and business that's ready to be healed right now. And fill you up with your higher power's unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you can take some deep cleansing breaths. Allowing that to integrate. And you guys can let me know how it's feeling in your body in the chat right now. And definitely stay hydrated, lots and lots of energy cleared. I love how open everyone's energy is. Mm. So you guys can share some body sensations. If you're feeling energy, I'm getting a lot of like warmth on my hands. I get a lot of warmth when I'm clearing energy. Michelle says, I feel like a wet noodle. Awesome. I'm hoping that's a positive wet noodle, Michelle. I wonder if I can see you. Oh, your video's off. Oh yes, awesome. Highly optimistic, even having income, new ideas. Yes. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Wonderful. So before we transition into the open floor, I'm going to invite anyone who is feeling called to doing this work even more deeply in your life to send me a private message if you'd like to book a session where you get to see where you're at on your journey, where we get to really deeply connect at where you're at, where you're desiring to be, so we can see the gaps that are particular to you that have been holding you back. We can also tune into the number one thing that clearing that is literally going to like be the domino block that everything else moves with ease. I've definitely had times on my journey where I'm like whack-a-moling and being like, is it this thing? Is it this thing? Is it this thing? And I literally just like need someone to be like, oh, if you just clear this, like this is how it's going to make everything flow with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love. And also we'll get to create a personalized plan for how you can move forward quickly on your journey now. So I have spaces, I think I have 3 left this week for pleasured and prosperous soul aligned strategy sessions. So that's always first come, first serve. So definitely send me a private message on Facebook if you're feeling called to that. Everyone on here, I'm quite sure, is on my Facebook. If you're not, you can also reply to the email, especially if you're on the replay of this. You can also reply to the email to get the link to book a session there, and they're complimentary sessions. They typically run about 45 minutes, so we can deep dive into everything coming up for you right now. And you're welcome, Lisa. My pleasure. And then for the people who are like, oh my gosh, I totally want to dive even deeper into all of this. And I loved how much clearings, like I did this exact thing on May 1st, and I kind of don't want to say like it's the exact same training because I tune into everyone's energy to be like, what's showing up for you? I'm like a reflector, so I'm a literal mirror of everyone's energy and get to tune into what's exactly going on for you guys. So I like that I did even more energy clearings in this one. I did a little bit more like conscious work in the one on May 1st. So if you guys want to go back and catch a replay there and get like different things that are slightly different, you can totally do that. But if you want to go even deeper into this on your journey, I'm going to grab screen share. I actually did do a whole slide for this so that you guys can get the details. Okay. Is that looking big for everyone? Do you want to give me like a thumbs up if you can see the PowerPoint? Right now I can see Natalie and Dawn. Awesome. Yay. Okay. So if I do this, I'll go bigger. Yay. Okay. So literally, I'm going to create a 6-week program that's on all of these 7 gaps. And the reason why it's not 7 weeks is because the first step is literally like subconscious mind and limiting belief stuff. And every single call is going to deep dive into subconscious beliefs that are coming up for everyone. So this is literally Increase Your Income and Impact course where we're going to have 6 weeks together starting on Tuesday, June 16th. Where we'll do 90-minute live group calls. So it'll be the same time that we did today. So that's 8 p.m. Atlantic, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Apparently, I still want to be living on the Pacific coast right now. So the recordings will be available within 24 hours. Sometimes people are like, oh, well, I don't know if I can catch every single call. I'll be sending out the replay very quickly after, and you guys can also send in your questions beforehand if you're like, oh my gosh, like this is totally coming up for me. I want to make sure that I get this cleared. And the structure will typically be me giving conscious pieces, group downloads of what always shows up. And like these are literally the things that keep showing up in my clients where they've been trained and they've been doing their business for months or years and they're not getting the success that they desire because they keep just doing what they've been doing before and they're not deep diving into the subconscious belief systems that are holding them back and they're not moving in their unique inspired action. Like those are like the 2 biggest things that I see that like keep holding light workers back. And when I just clear that in my clients, everything else becomes possible. And like they hit their first 5K or 10K months and like they have the freedom to do all of these wonderful, amazing things. So I wanted to literally give you guys the freedom to deep dive into this in a group container so that you guys can also have the amazingness of community during it. So I will also have a Facebook community in it. So I'm going to do an early bird because I love early birds and being an early bird. So the early bird for it is $9.97 pay in full until the 1st of June. And then there's also an installment plan for people who prefer that. And that's $377 a month for 3 months. And then after June 1st, it'll be $1,111 pay in full or $444 a month for the next 3 months. And then I also have like previous clients, so alum rates and like current client rates too. So if you guys wanted to ask me about that, you guys totally can. And then other fast action bonuses. So the other early bird bonuses is my Manifesting 101 workshop, which I typically get my clients to start with because it's a literal like 4-hour deep dive workshop to like clear out shit that's not serving you. So you have the spaciousness, this like clean slate to move you forward on your journey and to create this like ideal vision statement, these be do have lists, what you're really truly desiring for your life. So that gives you this like amazing like propelling energy to moving forward on your journey, and you're super clear on what you're wanting to create and what you're ready and desiring to be living in your life right now. So I'm going to throw that in so people who joined before June 1st can get that, and then that also means that between now and then you guys have the chance to watch it and just clear off the old energy that's not serving you right now before we even get started. And then I also have my Clearing Money Blocks 101 workshop. So that's like a 2-hour deep dive into like the scarcity limiting mindset and thinking that hold people back. And I made that like, it was one of the first couple workshops that I channeled in my business a couple years ago. And then I did it a bunch of times and it would just sell out and people get incredible results from it because so many people have the belief system, I don't have the time or I don't have the money. And that scarce energy could like really hold you back. For the people who liked the like money clearing ceiling and that kind of energy, there's that in it, and you get to keep watching it. One thing that I love about my programs is I give people lifetime access to the programs that I give them. So when you're ready to double your annual income again, like you can watch that portion of the video and do these downloads again and clear the old identities that don't serve you when you're ready to move to your next step. So I love giving all of that extra support in there. And then because I like really do wish that I could have like 1,000,002 hours in my day to like serve and support all the amazing Lightworkers even more, I'm also adding in a quick decision bonus in the next 24 hours only for the people who join. So either on the installment payment program or paying in full, I'm going to give a 1-hour session during that 6 weeks together. So you can deep dive into whatever's coming up for you and have that private support with me as well. So I'm like, I literally did this in a way where I'm like, I don't want to do a huge landing page. Like literally I do things in joy. So if you want to pay in full, I'll pop that into the chat right now. If you want the installments, I'm definitely gonna need to get your, oh, I want to end the screen share so that I can put that in the chat. Stop share. Yay. So that I can get your credit card information so that we can do the installment payment over 3 months. So you guys get to choose if you just want to take this. Awesome. I definitely recommend like saving this as a video so you can like come back to the areas where you're like, oh yeah, I'm like expanding again. I want to expand my money ceiling again, or I want to clear the new blocks that are coming up in my boundaries or whatever's coming up for you. So I love that energy is literally energy, and whatever's coming up for you in the present moment is what's coming up in the present moment, and you get to like utilize this over and over and over again. Okay, so now I'm going to totally open it up for any and all questions. You guys can put in the chat, you can like raise your hand or unmute yourself. Anyone have any questions or limiting beliefs that you're like, oh my god, I totally need to clear? And don't be shy. I'm sure that if you have it, like at least one other person on the call totally has it as well. I am not worthy of success in my field of work. Okay, so let's clear that one. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the belief system that you're not worthy and deserving of success yet? That you can't be successful in your field of work and other people's stories and realities need to equal yours, and your past experience needs to equal your future, and that you can clear, release, and let go completely on all levels your limiting belief systems and fears around not being able to be successful in your line of work. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And like again, I'm tuning into one person's energy, but this is for everyone, so everyone can say yes to that. And you want to know who you are and what your life looks like when you identify as someone who is worthy and deserving of success in any field, in any endeavor, in any project that you work on, and that you know who you are and what your life looks like, continuously growing, learning, and expanding into the version of you that is supportive of being successful, and that you can sustain and maintain long-term success. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to clear, release, and let go of the how of that, of needing to know how you're going to be successful when other people aren't, and that you can instead move in your unique, divine, inspired action on your journey, and that you can give yourself permission to do something different than what other people have done without feeling afraid of their judgment or perceived judgments. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And then how's that feeling now for you, Dawn? You can put it in the chat if you want. So Michelle said, I'm feeling really good. Awesome. Yay. Can't think of anything right now. It feels so nice. Yay. Okay. Then Natalie, I have the belief that there's still a lot I need to do before receiving clients, both the physical stuff and energetic blocks. Mm. Okay. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of your old limiting belief system that you have to do a lot, that you have to be in your masculine, that you have to work hard at it, and that you can instead own and really deeply tune in to the feminine energy that you do flow with so easily, and that you can give yourself permission to allow yourself to let it be that easy, to let yourself surrender into the ease in the life that you desire to be co-creating, and that you can clear, release, and let go of the old stories that you've had in the past where it didn't work, where you tried it and it didn't work out the way that you had expected it to. You didn't get the results that you wanted in the time frame that you wanted. You felt burnt by the experience, that you can release those old negative charges and energies completely in all levels. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to cut cords, contracts, vows, commitments, bonds, and obligations that you have from those old negative experiences and from belief systems that you'll have to do a lot to repair it and to get to a better place. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to allow your superpower of connecting with your divine feminine, with your womb, with your yoni, to be the power center that co-creates this for you. That you don't have to be alone as this one human on your journey doing so, that you can even more deeply connect with the oneness energy that you are a part of, and that you can give yourself permission to allow things to organize in your favor and to line up in ways that are synchronistic and really supportive for you. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to truly show up and do your next step without the belief system that you'll have to get it all done before you're ready to receive the clients who are ready for you now, and that you can show up in your inspired action for the soul contracts that you do have with the people who are ready, willing, able, and excited to work with you at your exact position without having all the physical things done or having all the things polished and pretty. You can show up uniquely as yourself now. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Okay, and let me know how that's feeling now, Natalie. That feels A little bit lighter, I know that there's been lots of things that you've been doing on your journey, but like that belief system that it's going to take a lot of time, like there has to be a lot of work, like I have to keep doing this, like is kind of this transition space that you're in. Um, and like it's beautiful to be in transition spaces. I've definitely been in transition spaces a number of times on my journey. What it kind of is feeling for you would be supportive to be like, okay, what am I benefiting from this transition space, and when's like the final cutoff date, end date of my transition space? Like right now I'm benefiting from other income in these places, and I'm like building these things, and like these are all the wonderful beautiful elements of me being in this transition space. um, Without getting into like the stuck energy of like I'm just going to transition and like try for like ever, and like have a no determined end spot for like the universe to be like, oh, like she's officially fucking done doing it this way by this date is kind of what I'm getting for you. Like if you are a little bit more conscious with like I've been doing this is how it's working, and by this date I'm showing up for my people, and like this is like the income I'm creating, these are the number of clients I'm having, this is how it's going to work. Like being a little bit more in that powerful energy with like your ability to co-create with the universe right now. I'm getting like lots of nods, so that feels good. Lovely. Okay, and then moving down. Hi, awesome. I have clients that are ready and excited about my offer, but many of them are saying I don't have the money, or I don't have the money yet or now. Is there anything that could be shifted? Yeah, so we'll definitely do the things in your energy field first, and then we'll do a couple conscious pieces. So do you want to clear release and let go of needing to attract in people who are at the space of not being able to afford it, of being in the mindset and current headspace of affording things versus investing in themselves, and choosing to consistently invest in a better future and a better world for themselves? And you can give yourself permission to shift how you're attracting in and speaking to the people in your audience, to draw in and attract the warmer leads who are truly financially independent and have the accessible funds to easily invest with you. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to clear release and let go of the space within yourself that truly believes that they're not able to afford it, that they're not resourceful enough to create different types of income, to sell off things in their like house that are just collecting dust, that are no longer serving them, that like could totally create space for that. That you can see the infinite resourcefulness of your ideal clients, and that you can allow them the space to be resourceful in your energy as well as you transition into talking to even more qualified people. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Okay. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to really draw in and attract your higher end caliber clients, that allows you to make heart-centered offerings that are more in the headspace for you as like pro bono and like lower energy exchanges, that you can serve and support a wide variety of people, but like you're not feeling obligated to do it right now, that you can serve and support yourself and grow your business and grow this stream of income before you offer something at that lower end to people who are currently in the mindset of I can't afford it at that level. And that you can know within yourself, and I know that you're already like super intuitive, um, how to like really honor that space in yourself that gives you numbers and that gives you those signs and the levels that you're ready to work with people at, and that you can honor that regardless of what those like human stories that other people will bring to you, and that you can trust that like what you're offering in this present moment, there are amazing soul contracted clients who are like here to show up and serve and support you and your mission where you're at, and that you're here to serve and support them and their mission where they're at, and that it's an equal energy exchange, and that you can hold your space and your standard of this is my energy exchange for this work that I'm offering, and that you're saying yes to, and that you no longer have like energetic backdoors where they can like be like, oh, I'm really interested, oh, never mind. That they can be more stable and solid in their yeses to you. Would you like all that? And how's all that feeling? Okay, and then Dawn said, feeling good. And Natalie says, feels great. Thanks so much. Ty says, amazing. Yay. Okay, and then Nick, judgment around taking time away from business to be there for Ariel without losing what I've created or to keep growing. Okay. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the judgment that you have on yourself and the perceived judgment that you're going to have or potentially have from others, from friends or family around what you should be doing with your time, around how you should be operating as a mom and as a businesswoman, and that you can choose to really move in inspired action that feels amazing to your soul in this present moment, that you can clear, release, and let go of the expectations that you have of what a good mother is, of what a good businesswoman is, and that you can give yourself full permission to expand. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And there looks like there's someone muted. Just a sec. Oh, you're unmuted. Hi, Nick.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah. I'm like, there's a man talking. I'm like, I don't think we have men on the line.
Oh, it's Terry in the background.
No worries.
Sorry, I must have pushed the button when I was trying to chat.
No worries. Since the universe was like, hey, she should maybe talk out loud, how's that feeling?
Much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's still a little something in the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the belief system that you're going to be a bad woman for doing this, for putting your heart's desires as a priority, and that it's bad for you to trust those, that it's actually wrong and that it's not going to lead you to the life that you desire, and to clear, release, and let go of those like self-doubts and worries and fears that like worst case scenarios could come from this? Would you like that?
Yes.
And you want to know what it looks like and feels like to move in inspired action from your heart space, knowing that what you're called to do and what you're divinely guided to do is for the highest and best good of your business, of the people who are in your soul tribe, and of your family. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to give yourself permission to really be the truest expression of yourself, like at full force and fully connected to the divine being that you are and the limitless power and potential of it, without fearing like it's going to take more of a toll on your human, like it's going to burn you out or require more hours or time away from what you really desire to be doing, that you can clearly release and let go of those old paradigms and ways of thinking and behaving, and that you can give yourself permission to allow it to be even easier moving forward. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And how's that feeling for you now? All the yeses, awesome. Much better, yay. Okay, anything else anyone else would like to clear? I got the questions from before. Terry's making popcorn. Oh my gosh, I miss movie theater popcorn so much. Like, I would only get it like twice a year maybe, but not being able to get certain things, I'm like, I desire it even more. Enjoy your popcorn. Awesome. Okay. So we still have 9 people on. Any other questions? Any other lingering bits? We appreciate you. You're welcome. I appreciate you guys too. Thank you guys for showing up. Still fear around the how. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of the belief system that you need to have it all figured out now, that you need to have the how planned out, and that you can give yourself the space and grace for even more incredible miracles to show up, and that you don't need to have the structure that has served you in the past for the current level and identity of a businesswoman that you were in the past. So you can clear, release, and let go of the limiting beliefs that no longer serve you around that, and that you can give yourself the space to increase your rates, to have new downloads for packages or programs, and to really be in alignment with the people who are ready to work with you at the deeper, more powerful level, and that you can give yourself permission to show up in inspired action for that in the present moment without needing to figure it all out and have like every single detail figured out beforehand. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know how you can call this into yourself now with ease and not need to like stair step your way up the ladder of success, and that you can give yourself space for monumental areas of growth, and that you can really call in your power to quantum leap, especially during this time, that you can choose to transmute the like chaotic energy going on in the world right now and the mass levels of constriction going on in the world right now, that you can choose to really step into your power and take up more space energetically in the world, that you can show your power as the powerful light worker that you are, and that you can give yourself permission to really call in your next level of income and impact in the world while being the wife, mother, businesswoman that is in service of you at the next level, that you can be in alignment with her and to clear, release, and let go of the fears that you're currently experiencing at this level of the identity, that you can clear that as you step into your new level. And if you'd like all of that, you can say yes. Awesome. Yay, you're welcome. I love that. That's perfect. Yay. Okay. Any other lingering bits for anyone? You're welcome. Sending you so much love. And like literally, it gets to blow the mind of like you're human. Um, like it's so weird to me, like the old stories that I used to have that like used to like hold me back. Like I went from like a 6K month to a 20K month. Like most people have the stories where they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna have like a 5K and then a 10K and then a 15K and then like move up. And like last month I was like, I'm fucking done with like 20K ceilings. Like I don't want that anymore. And someone was like, are you gonna hit like 30K? And I'm like, let's move it to 50K. Like 50K feels really fun and exciting. And I didn't know how. And I was just like, that feels more in alignment. I'm gonna show up for that now. And I've had 32K so far this month, and the month isn't over yet. So I'm like, yay, like things get to expand, things get to be easy. And if I think with my old rational mind, or like my old limiting belief systems, it's like, no, that's like a really crazy goal. Like maybe after 20K, you should go to like 25K. And if I had only put the like goal of 25K on me, like then I would have hit that, but I couldn't have hit 32K, which I already have this month. So like you get to keep expanding and like trust that. And fuck, if I don't hit 50K this month, who cares? Like I've hit 32 already, and that's like 12K more than my past ceiling. So like you get to like play with it and have fun with it, and you get to choose the stories that you create around your successes or failures, and like you playing with like this quantum field that we're in right now, because like money's an illusion. It's just energy. Like we literally get to co-create the reality that we're in. So that's been really fun for me to be like, I don't care what like other people think is rational, or like my old identities of like what is reasonable. Like you get to just show up in inspired action, how your soul's called to, and like things just show up for you, which is super fun. Awesome. Wonderful workshop, Laura. Thank you, and Nick. And Dawn says, thank you, Laura. This was wonderful. You are welcome. It is my pleasure. Okay, so last call for any other lingering questions, any limiting beliefs that are showing up. Thank you for so many wonderful reminders. Just what I needed. Ah, you're welcome. My pleasure. And Michelle says, thank you so much. You're welcome so much. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so if you guys want to unmute yourself, or I'll give it another like 30-ish seconds if anyone else has a question coming in the comments. And remember to be very, very hydrated. Everyone's energy was like so open to so many downloads. So be hydrated, support your body right now. Especially if you're like not used to like playing with like subconscious beliefs a lot, maybe even like take a nap or like journal about some stuff that came through for you that might be supportive right now. We're signing off. Thanks, Laura. You're welcome. Good night. Sending you so much love. Bye. Okay, so last call for questions. There's still 8 people on. And I know sometimes it can be like, oh, I have a question, but I don't want to say the thing because I'm nervous if blah, blah, blah. Other people see my question. You totally, whatever is coming up for you will be coming up for someone else. So going once, going twice. Take care, blessed be. Awesome. Sending you so much love. I will definitely keep shining. Keep shining too. Awesome. Okay, so sending everyone so much love and light and healing energy. Thank you guys so much for showing up for yourselves and being amazing light workers in the world. I'm super excited to celebrate all of the impact that you guys are creating, that we get to like be the change at such deeper levels when we do this healing work on ourselves. So I'm sending you guys all so much love. If you're feeling called to working with me privately, definitely send me a message on Facebook. We can get you booked in for a pleasured and prosperous soul line strategy session. If that like 6-week program sounds amazing to you, to go even deeper into all the shit that's like been holding you back, definitely let me know that as well. And if you need like those details that I like shot up on the screen real quick, I can send you that as well. And I'm sending you guys all so much love. And Natalie's is amazing. Thank you so much. You're welcome, love. Send you guys all so much love. Have a great night. Bye.